Margaret, can we go back to the beginning? Were you in fact discovered by Larry Pine?
Well, yes, I was. Yeah, I wasn't discovered by Larry Pine. I was half discovered. He discovered me after somebody else had discovered me. But he put the final seal on. He put the money in and organised a big show. So I could do a big show.
What were you doing at the time?
I was working in an office in London, and I quit my job there. I gave him 2 weeks' notice and took a job working in a cabaret in Soho for very small money. Extremely small money. And whilst I was at that Soho venue, somebody tipped off Larry Pine that there was a rock and roll thing who might be promising, might stand a chance.
In those days, you belonged to what was called the Larry Pine stable. You were just one of many. What did you like in those days, being part of a machine in a sense?
Well, I didn't really like it. I resented the newcomers, obviously. I remember Tommy Steele half resented me, I think, when Larry took me over, because he had Tommy Steele already. Although Tommy was always very nice and everything, I think Tommy would think, the guy should really work on me and nobody else. And when these other new stars came in, I didn't think much of them anyway, most of them. And I didn't spend much time with them at all. It's only in the last few years that I've become friends with most of them, and that's the fact that we're part of that stable. At the time, I thought they were a threat, and threats to me, something to keep out of the way, you know what I mean, or try and ride over very quickly. I'm very mercenary.
Are there many left? Billy Fury, nobody else comes to mind, really.
Tommy, Billy Fury, Vince's doing very, very well. Now, in the old days, I used to really be always at Loggerhead events, and we got on great. He was a marvellous lad. And it was just at that time, I was probably under pressure, and probably he was, and now we've grown older, we got on great. I met Johnny Gentle, who was part of that stable, and I don't think he's in it professionally now. I'm not quite sure about that. But he's still doing very well. He's nice lad. Most of them are great guys.
Yeah.
But at that time, I didn't think they were.
Is that because you were doing basically all the same kind of material as this type thing?
Yeah.
You were really in competition with each other?
Very much so. And I was very dedicated to get to the top. My whole life was geared for that. I wasn't going to be messed around or pushed out by any newcomer coming in. I wanted to make sure that I got in first before they did.
At the time, Larry Pine had about 7 or 8 years, and was it the same type of actor, didn't you?
Yes, he did, yeah.
This is a bad idea, surely.
No, I think that, I think that he really tried to cover the rock and roll market, try and get every sort of angle covered, and every exit blocked sort of thing, and it probably worked, he did for quite a few years. He literally owned rock and roll in Britain.
Presumably, he cornered the whole market on the downstream. He sort of wasn't going to last forever, and he made as much out of it as he could.
I don't know. I couldn't really honestly say that. I couldn't speak for Larry's mind. I would say that Larry probably thought there was just more money in it. I don't think that he thought that maybe it would die. I didn't think rock and roll would die. Even in those times, I thought rock and roll would stay on as it has done. I couldn't see what really was going to replace it, and I can't see it now. Only an advanced form of rock and roll, but the beats of rock and roll, the offbeat, basic drum offbeat, and the excitement of rock and roll still remains in a lot of songs, and I don't think much will change that.
When did your first hit come along?
My first hit was in, I think it was about 1958. It was a song called End of Sleep, and I was in Newcastle at the time, and I remember Jack delivered the papers, and it was a record mirror, and I looked in the top 50, and there was my record, End of Sleep, with my name on it. I always remember it was one of the most exciting things I'd ever felt in my life. Everything I was geared for was finally coming true.
What made you cover that particular song as opposed to the already an American hit at the time?
It was picked for me by, let me see now, I think Larry Ray Palms heard it, Jack Good heard it, and Johnny Sands heard it. It was my A&R man at Phillips Records, and between the three of them, they picked it. I heard the Jody Reynolds version, the original version, and I preferred his version. In some ways, I still do, because he did it in a sort of a country western fashion, I quite like. And I quite like that version, although my version was very different. My version was far more sort of very sort of like a tapping version of the song, It wasn't a subtle version. Although, I wouldn't say the song is subtle, but my version was sort of really bang, straight in, take it or leave it.
Now, having had that one version on pitch to top, you don't have a big problem with following it up, which is always a difficult thing. How did you go about choosing the successor?
Well, I didn't really choose a successor, and the successor wasn't a hit. This was the big downfall at that particular time. In fact, and the follow-up was called The Fire of Love, and the one after that, I can't remember now, it was also in the same sort of vein. It didn't do anything, and so we had almost a year or 6 to 8 months with no hits, and then they played me Donna and said, I didn't like Donna in actual fact, but I cut it and it was a hit,
Who actually did the choosing? Did you have much say at that time?
Yeah, I had the final say. Most times they were so adamant, so convinced these songs would be hits. They would pick them for me. And I started to choose around about the time after Teenager in Love, and I wrote Bad Boy. And I picked 16 Nights, which was originally going to be the A-side, but ended up as the B-side. And Bad Boy I wrote, and from then on I just picked my own material, Jezebel I've forgotten it now. All the old ones anyway, most of those I picked myself. And a lot of the songs came from America, and I picked them in America. I went to America to record. Little Girl was recorded in America, and I picked that. Mm. A lot of the material I picked. At the early stages, I wanted to pick material, and I wanted to do it my way, but they wouldn't let me. So that was just one of those things,
After you mentioned this tonight, you always been one of my own particular favorite songs. You said it was when you wrote yourself.
No, not that. No, Bad Boy I wrote.
Did you like
No, Too Nice was written by Doc Pomus and Mort Schumann, and I was very good friends with both of them. And Mort Schumann was over in England, and he said, look, I've got this song. He said, it's been originally written for a film called A Stone to Danny Fisher, which was for Elvis, which ended up in Creole. And there were several songs in it that had been written for that film that Elvis hadn't bothered to touch. And it was his mistake that he didn't do it so nice.
Well, anyway, we got onto your songwriting here briefly. You've done a lot of songwriting over the years. The most notable success of Pop and Bad Boy, which obviously now we're in the past. Average of Any. How did you come to write Average of Any? Why not Bobby Wiggy?
It doesn't sound good. It's too lumpy a word.
Yeah, well, it comes up an Average of Any that's just unlikely, really, isn't it?
Well, not really, because, if you take city titles or town titles, if you take the city alone, if you take London, it's far. So London, London. If you get Average of Any, it's it sounds like a brass figure. It was Average of Any. That was a natural thing, really, to follow on.
How did you pick on it?
I was on my way to Swansea to do a pantomime, and I saw the signpost Average of Any. And I got very excited, and I wrote the name down. I thought I did go into the title. So that was it evolved very strangely.
Would you try to, you did in fact, I think, try with another time later on, did you?
I can't remember offhand. I may have done. I don't think so. There was Liverpool Hello and No Time to Lime Street. Those were two songs.
Yes, you wrote those two stories, didn't you?
Yes, I did, yeah. No, I don't think I didn't go into... I normally like moving on, I don't like sort of going over the ground, and once you've done one thing, I just want to move on,
So we move on right up to about 1975. You just had a time on curiosity. We've got a record out there, Devizes Hospital Radio, by a guy called Sam. Is that in fact Marty Wilde?
Is that Come Back and Love Me?
Yeah.
On Magnet?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was myself, yeah.
I thought it was. I thought the voice, just too close to Marty Wilde to be somebody else.
Yeah. That's just been released in America.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just been released there.
Is this an attempt by you to do an album service or anything?
No, I just wanted to do a country song. No, I couldn't do an album style. I've been around longer than he has.
No, I didn't mean in terms of putting on the act.
No, I know what you mean.
Oh,
I see what you mean. Oh, from that point of view. Well, no, not really, no. In so much as Jan and I, when we had Abigail out in this country, it was under Marty Wilde, but when it went to America where it was a hit, it was under Shannon. So we thought, well, this record, Come Back and Love Me, is going to be issued in America, so we'll go back under the name of Shannon because it was lucky the first time, you know. That's the only way it evolved, you know.
What is your involvement now in Magic Records? You write with Peter Sellers, maybe big man in there.
Yeah, I write with Pete, and I've got a very open sort of thing with him. You know, I'm a very fly-by-night character, and I'm not always around when I'm really needed in the songwriting world. I don't really work that hard at it. You know, most of my time is spent in a mixture between sort of cabaret, writing, and playing golf. And those three things are dominant, and they're all the most important probably is cabaret, in so much as it's immediate money, you know, talking very, very basically. My big love and joy is to write songs, and my big pastime is to play golf, so that my whole life really is split between the three. The writing has suffered over the last few years, but I've just bought myself an organ, quite a big job, and I'm having it installed in the house, and I'm hoping to get back to writing again, and sort of trying some new things, you know.
There is no songwriting to Marty Wilde to say as such.
Well, there is when we get together, you know. I mean, Peter, you know, a lovely lad to work with, a real nice person, and we're very similar in many ways. We always get on great. We love certain facets of the pop music, and that's our great being. You know, as soon as we get together, we basically got the same idea. It's just pop music. For me, it's basically fun. You know, it's just a thing that you don't take very seriously. But it can be really good fun, nice fun. The stereotype music is something which I haven't really attempted yet. But I hope that'll come out in certainly the next 3 years anyway.
Over the past, well, all the time you've been in Devizes in quite a few years, you've done a variety of songs in a variety of styles. Is there any one style which is the essential Marty Wilde?
Oh, I don't think so. I think, no, I don't think so. You know, the thing is you get influenced by many people. You go through a phase where maybe you're influenced by, I mean, as I was at one time by Presley, Ray Charles, Dylan to a certain extent, in the way you approach, you know, your throwaway lines. Brian Ferry, I think Brian Ferry is quite a big influence because he's a very definite positive style.
Yeah.
You find all singers, you know, certain words might sound really good the way they pronounce them, you know, and you're inclined to, although you don't intend to, it's registered in your brain, you know, the computer, and when you're on stage, the computer starts, you know, throwing out a few things, and normally it's a mixture of many influences, and all singers are the same. You know, any singer that could claim that he was original, I think should be put in a glass case and embalmed so the world can look at him and bow down forever. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite singer now? Is there one above all?
No, I like, I'm very keen just basically on all forms of music. I'm a great classical lover. I love classical music. And I also like the more serious side to pop music, or just, should we say, the more serious side to modern type music. There are a lot of very good groups that are coming through, and a lot of good sounds are coming through, mostly, unfortunately, from America. but the few good ones that are coming through in this country are marvellous, in America, I'm very keen on the East Coast sound. The West Coast sound. I like the Eagles and, as everybody does. But in this country, we've taken a little bit of a battering, I think, over the last few years, with the exception of people like Elton John and people like that have been very good. He's done very, very well. But I think the chap that to my mind is going to do very, very well is the chap that did the Tubular Bells. Yeah, I think Oldfield is the biggest, could be one of the biggest influences in music this country's ever seen. I think he potentially is as good as, almost as good maybe as a Tchaikovsky. Oh yeah, I think so. Given the right breaks and the right influences, as long as money and other things don't get to him, which I don't think they will, where I can go. I like his, I love his attitude. I think there's a lot of tremendous potentiality. A lot of people put him down, that's the fact. Musicians seem to put him down. Very good musician. I don't care what they say, he's really got something, he's really, there's a lot of soul in his music, and it's just beginning, he's just at the beginning. It's a wonderful thing. It's like a baby, it's like an embryo, he's just at the beginning. It's just lad can be untouched and unspoiled. So in 20 years' time, when he's about 43, he's only very young, 44, he'll be a genius. He's going to be an absolute genius, that man. He's just going to give pleasure like Cassius Clay did for some people. If you heard it, when you saw Cassius Clay fight, you thought, in the early stages, you thought, this man is going to do incredible things, and I'm looking forward to the next time he fights. And it's the same with this lad. Now he's just beginning now, and it's going to be very interesting to see how his musical career evolves. He's very clever musically. He's got the brain, he's got all the chances now, he's got the money. I just hope he's got the inspiration,
This is a big thing, probably, having the money to be able to afford to do the things that you really want to do.
Yeah, I think that in most cases, though, you can do what you want to do. I think if you really believe in what you are, you can attain whatever you want. If, for example, some groups say, there's no money, and just slog the road for years and years, and we tried out the time. To hell with it. If it was that good, it was as good as what you thought it was, you really have something to offer. It will, in the end, crack it, and you will crack it. But if it hasn't got anything, well, that's tough luck. That's the way it goes, That's democracy.
Yeah. Can we go back about 15, 20 years younger now? What do you do called All-American Boy? Was that a dance?
No, the influence to called All-American Boy basically came from Jack Good. We recorded it for a TV show. In fact, they've still got the film clip of that particular Oh Boy show. Somebody has, I know, because they said they were going to make it into a film quite recently. Jack Good picked the song out and said, I want to do this, And he was the kind of man who I respected and still very much indeed. And I wasn't going to argue, so I thought, right, and he said, act it. He said, don't sing it, act it. So that was it, That's the only way. I mean, I put it on my LP because I performed it on television, but...
So you took it straight from the Great Party?
Basically, yeah. But I like to think that in lots of the cover versions, I like to think that I added something. I never went out of my way to copy them vocally. Very few cases. Other artists did, I think. But I didn't intentionally. I mean, they just gave me the song and said, that's it, what do you think? And I thought, well, I'll do this and I'll do that. In the case of All-American Boy, I don't know really, I think it's a performing song more than a singing song.
Yes, it is.
It's the kind of song where you've got to literally perform a song and let people see. I used to put it in my house until quite recently. Yeah. Yeah, I don't do it tonight, no.
I'll pick you up on the word performing there. You did a pretty fair job of performing, saying just like it.
Oh, that thing, oh God.
Well, that was pretty good. That was a nice thing of it. Just from our point of view, sitting down in the stalls or wherever, watching the film. What was it like for you, acting for, especially your first time in a dramatic part, with an actor of acting caliber?
Bloody funny. A bit awe-inspiring in a way. One feels lost. I mean, when you meet most of the people that you see, in the films, in your work films, are people that, you've seen in previous films and you've lapped up, you think, oh, great, really fantastic, the guy really did a good job on that. And then when you actually meet them, you've got to do a scene with them. It's pretty hard, I can say. But most of the big stars, the film actors, I'd say about 80% of them are marvellous. They're just marvellous. They understand. They know what you're going through, and normally they encourage you.
You didn't catch any kind of a bug then to want to do a dramatic star?
Not really. No, there's too many good actors out of work, There's some tremendous actors in this country. Our country breeds actors, like the Chinese breed people, I think most of our actors that hit the big time are normally very well proven commodities. They've gone through rep and everything else, and they've come up the hard way. And there's so many young people now, marvellous actors, and people that have never quite made it, but are still marvellous actors. For me, fellas, I have no ambition that way. If I can get a part, great for a laugh, I mean, Stardust was just a part that which fell into my lap, and I took it with a laugh, and that was it. There was nothing serious about it. No, I couldn't take that very seriously, actually. Although I admire it, don't get me wrong. I think it's a marvellous art, incredible art, in actual fact.
You've been around there for 17 years. You've done everything from one or another, films, TV, radio, written songs.
Longer than 17.
It's longer than that, is it?
Yeah, near 20. Near 20.
I've got 50 out of my mind.
That's when I cracked it, but I started in 56.
I realized everything to do with the rock and roll era, because in particular with making the Charters movement in 1958.
Yeah.
Everything for me kind of starts with that era, because you were around before then. Why have you lasted so long? In some ways, this has. There must be some things that you kind of pinpoint.
I think dedication to what I'm doing, to a certain extent. I'm not that, I don't rehearse very much. I think a lot about the business. I think a lot about what I'm going to do. I try to plan to some extent. I think basically luck. I think talent comes into it to a certain extent, but there's so many talented people in this country. I mean, you can go to a pub and you hear a fellow telling jokes and you fall about the bar, you're on your knees with laughter. And you realise that chap, if he'd have been pushed properly and he had, if he was on a big ego trip and he wanted to get on stage, which most of them don't decide, if he wanted to get on stage and he could do exactly what he was doing there and be that relaxed, he'd cut it, but they don't, you see. People are very unsure of themselves. And this is a great thing that's come through in my life. Whatever you're going to do, let's be positive. You've got to be positive. All this country is so bloody negative, pardon my swearing, but it is. It's a negative country. It hasn't always been, but so many people are, I see people, they dither, they bite nails, they're not sure what to do. Oh, if you're going to make a mistake, make a big one. But be positive, I keep telling my children this, whatever you're going to do in your life, make a decision. Don't hedge around, He who hesitates is lost. And it's an expression I grew up with when I was a child. And I've always remembered that. He who hesitates is lost. And it's very, very true. And you're going to make a decision, go for it. And in my case, I was lucky, don't get me wrong. But at least I knew what I wanted to do, And I can't stand ditherers, people that are unsure. And when I get unsure, I get very angry with myself, So that's my philosophy. I reckon I think we've got an incredible country, with marvellous people, as good as anywhere you'll find in the world. But we just need to be a little more positive. I'd love to see that from the government downwards. Yeah.
Is that any chance of the government doing it?
No, I don't think so. But I'd like to see everybody being very positive. There's this dithering side to Great Britain that really I get annoyed at, especially when I see youngsters today. Some of them are so unsure, and they're not helped really by the environment, the society. Worries me greatly that a lot of them, I know I'm going very political now, but a lot of them see they come out of school, they've got all the qualifications, but they're so bloody unsure, they can't get a job, and they don't know what they're going to do, and they sit around stuck in thumbs for about 8 months. The state pays them out, big deal, that's nothing, that's 8 months wasted life. Absolutely waste, and anyone listening, if you're unsure, stop bloody dithering and get down to it. That's my philosophy on life.
Over the years, you've written a lot of fine songs. Have you got any more in the pipeline that is just possibly look forward to hearing any tonight?
I don't really know. I mean, I can't say that anything I write is going to go in the charts. You can't say. I know what you mean there, but you can't really say that. I just as I say, I'm taking delivery of this organ in certainly about a week's time. And I'm looking forward to just writing again. I don't know how I'm going to write, because lately I've gone very off pop music. I can look at it and it's very nice, but there's no doesn't hit me very hard. And I've gone into, not say the serious side, but it's slightly more advanced side than pop music. And I think that most of the things I write, I don't think will be good for the charts. If I ever feel that I have to write it again, through necessity or inspiration, whichever comes first, then I'll do it. But I'd like to do something really good. I'd like to write something that was really something I could be extremely proud of. And apart from a few compositions that I've written, I'm not very proud of my work.
Really?
No, not really. No, they're just pop songs, But some of the songs, a couple of them I do like. I like to have a Devizes saying that, because it wasn't a pretentious song. It was written basically for a brass band, because I love brass bands. And that was a venue really should be performed by a big brass band, because it's a brass band number. And the other song that I wrote was for Devizes, but all the other things that I wrote that were chart successes don't really mean very much.
Are there any particular favourite songwriters of today's group, like Harry Wilson and so on?
Well, not really, no. I can see, Mike Oldfield is a composer. He's not really he's a composer. He's a writer, he isn't a lyric writer. I think he is a very big inspiration to me at the moment. I think Paul Simon always has. I think Paul Simon is a complete songwriter, one of the few complete songwriters, He can write an incredible melody with an incredible lyric, And in fact, I think his lyrics will outlast his melody line. I don't know, there's so many good writers, And some of the kids that are coming through, some of the young writers today, they're brilliant, They have all the promise in the world, and they are being positive as well, which is a nice thing. You find people like Elton John is a good example. He's a very positive man. He knew what he wanted, he did it, and when he writes, he's a very positive character. Because, it comes through in the music as well. There's so many of them, Freddie Mercury, the lad from Queen, is potentially, I think his lyrics are questionable. I don't think they have very much depth. But the man's melody lines are really very intriguing. Yeah, I think it's incredible. That particular song, I think lyrically, if he gives me an explanation sheet, I'll be pleased to give it an endorsement. But the musically, it really is fantastic. It could be literally an opera, or it could be put down in quite musical terms as a classical piece, and it would stand up. There's no question about it. So, you know, this is the lovely thing about this business, when you get young talent and new people coming in. You know, I'm not one of those that try to hog it. I love to see new talent, you know.
If you mentioned the Eagles earlier, they write their own material as well.
Yeah, I think the Eagles are a very fine band, but basically they're a mixture of influences with many bands like Eagle in America. The group America, I think are a very fine band. Poco, an incredible band, as good as the Eagles, in many ways better, I think, voice-wise, but maybe not as good as them instrumentally. But all those groups are basically copied off of Crosby, Stills and Nash, who are, to me, are the three incredible greats of the, late 60s. Incredible.
Finally, like this is an interesting thing, having done just about everything in geography, is there anything left of it? Any personal ambition that is left unrealised?
I think I would like to do it. I would like one day to be appreciated. That may sound very corny, but I mean that something I might do might be around in maybe 100 years or 200, maybe years time, it's something that could last instead of just being one in a sort of a small number in a big pile of rock and roll singers. I hope so.
Before you go, you mentioned something about a run to Devizes.
Oh yeah, it was a very rude one, but I heard it a laugh. We used to sing this little song. There was a young girl of Devizes with breasts of two different sizes. One was quite small and was nothing at all, but the other was big and won prizes. Ole! Boom boom!
Thank you very much, Marty.